Pittsburgh. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And he returns this to the 22. Wilson going to come out throwing. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
First down grab there by Tyler Conklin, and he's a big part of the rebranding of the tight end position in New York. The Jets brought in multiple starters at that position, and Conklin, he's coming off a career best year in Minnesota. 61 catches in his first season as a starter.
They run with a second-round pick from Iowa State. This is Breece Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The Jets had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They go play action with Wilson. On the move to his left. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing is Wilson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. In motion, Hill. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. This defense for the Jets, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
To throw again on second down. Tua buying time to his left. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Forced out to his left. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's good for 28 yards. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Tua to throw again. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's got it to about the 40.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Play action. Now Wilson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positive moving forward.
That's into the hands of Waddle downfield. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now here's a 6-year man, Austin Eckler. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here we go, set.
And the slot man goes in motion left. On 2nd and 7, Tua steps away. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Let's go.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson uncorks one for Davis. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 49 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across...
into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder, this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
Being chased out left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
Ready.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Ready. Snap, right.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Eccles. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. There's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Channing Tindall is there for the tackle.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Here's Wilson to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
And still in the first half here, a long way to go. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. On 2nd and 11 now. Tua. Finding Waddle crossing the field and bringing it in. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 24-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa out to his left. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game, but after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
Sanders' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. Waddle going to bring this out of the end zone now. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Throwing on second and long. Tua. And the pressure gets to him again. The former third overall pick, Quinn Williams there to bring him down.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a third and long. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Jets will take over first and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Wilson. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Dolphins drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
Okay,
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Tua now on first down. But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Now with everything here, we're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Play action. Now it's Tua.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
And here comes Berrios.
They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that.
And the Jets will take over.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
43 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They go play action now. Wilson. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Wilson. And this is caught inside the 5. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run with Hall. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
61.
Now it's Wilson. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Ryan Knoll,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Jets are able to get a score back in the final stages for this third quarter.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And he puts it through there within 3. It's 13-10. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
Waddle will return this from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now we'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. It's Eckler again. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to pass. Tua. He is going to find Hill here. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Second down at 6 now from the 42. Tua sets up to pass it. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Straight ahead is Hall. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 52 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. They'll run with Hall. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. The 3-yard touchdown pass, and the Jets have taken a fourth quarter lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And he wisely will throw that one away. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Back to the air on second down. Tagovailoa. Flushed out right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Carl Lawson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And got his man complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now to this point.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Tagovailoa. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he is going to lose yardage here. The Jets are going to use the 1st of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Tua. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it. And this is indeed up to a 3-point lead.
The score, Dolphins 20, Jets 17.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their lap. On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And the Dolphins have just about sewn up this football game. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you, these division games, never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you?
Yeah,
because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game, on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.
So for the Dolphins, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.
Why would I ever have to cop a chain again when the QB chain birthed most of the chains in the game? No post office, we stamping time. Took a slice out of the big apple, made apple pies, family size. Leather bombers and Nike Sacai's, dangerous corners, you better pray that tomorrow arrives. Rap, Sugar Ray Robinson, nothing sweet. Y'all too out of shape to even box with me. Heavyweight, I know my way around the ring. Just like Shorty know her way around the storm. Making hits with Hit Boy, all he gotta do is hit record. Record-breaking news, had to show up just to fill a void. Confused, spoiler boys, y'all better keep your poise. Leave me out of the weasel. Be cool when you see me, I'm hot at all that rap deep. The hood know you, so we don't borrow, believe in it. Locked in on the instrumental, I took back the key to this. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. What I'm saying, your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. What I'm saying, people saying what's already been said. Predictions, I don't listen, it's already in my head, no funny. Your most hungry place, I was past that at 28. Underground tapes, as my ass cap in publishing states. As we slide in the G-Ride, I've been getting criticized. It's keeping me energized. Create with a business mind, I'm from where killers reside. A wild hood, only knew goons since my childhood. Say anything in they raps cause it sound good. Don't even mean what they say, horrible outlook. Y'all ain't really about this house. Y'all was in the house with it. We don't respect fake jewelry and silly outfits. Window down, blowing out great tits. New York's J. Prince on Houston Street. I caught the bounce before my even bounced the beat. I took the hard way and man, it's the route for me. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black, meet Joe Black.